How's it going, everybody? My name is Bo, and I'm a home theater enthusiast. And this is stage 3 of my front wall makeover, where I did a complete redesign of my front wall. If you stumbled onto this video and you haven't seen stage 1 or stage 2 videos, put a link to those in the description, and also a link to the video why I decided to go to a bigger screen. And I'll show you the room as it was, explain a few things, and basically just tell you how I came to the decision. Um, so I ain't gonna recap, but just go watch those. If you have seen those videos, you might notice I'm trying a little something different with the lighting. I kind of blocked off half the back lights so they're not just shining super bright on everything. So hopefully this looks all right. I want to increase the quality of these videos because I have a lot of things planned for my home theater content. So look forward to that. But anyway, stage 3, I'm going to be hanging my screen, unboxing it, laying out the parts, assembly, and then hanging it. I have to figure out the mounts. Well, I ain't going to lie. I already grabbed the mounts out and kind of read up on figured out what I was going to need to mount them. I made some custom spacers out of wood to get the screen 4 inches off the wall. So I already have that done. And in the end of the last video, I really didn't showcase the front wall very much. I tried some photos. They turned out to be really dark in the video. So I'm going to start by just recapping, showing the front wall, hopefully in a better light, showing you the brackets that I made off, that I installed off camera, and then get to the unboxing, get the parts out unwrapped, and then assemble the frame, get the final measurements, and test the fit of the frame. Because pro tip, this is the 6th screen I have hung on a wall, and in the 5 previous ones I all ran into the same problem. I just assembled the frame, put the screen on, and then tried to get the mounts and get the alignment right after the fact. This time, I'm going to be smart, and I'm going to just do the frame, get everything squared away, make sure the mounts and everything work, so that once I get the screen on, then it's just, I don't have to worry about it. So I don't know why it took so many tries. I don't know what you guys have done in the past, but if you are new or you've done projector screens in the past and you did the mistake I made, I'm going to fix that this time. So anyway, I'm going to show off the front wall like I should have done in the last video, show you the brackets I mounted to the wall, and then we'll get to the unboxing, and we'll see you in a second. All right, so here's another look at the front wall. As you can see, I already have the spacer and the frame brackets, and spoilers, the only good photos I have are with the frame in place, so there you go. Get a little ahead of ourselves, but that is the best photo I have of the front wall. And you can see the frame, which made mounting way easier. So here's the little S hooks. Basically the frame just sits in that top little vertical piece, and you can slide it easily to center it, and then the bottom brackets latch in. So I took some pieces which I showed in the last video, I screwed them to the studs in the wall, and then I screwed this longer board and to the face of it, and there's also pieces on the top and edge just to make it nice and sturdy. So it's a nice level, sturdy platform to mount any screen, this one or anyone in the future. So yeah, that was a look at the front wall, and now we'll go into the workshop and do the unboxing, which I've obviously already done, but here we go. Alright, so I'm in my workshop. I just cut the tape. This is just going to be literally my very first reaction to seeing how this is packed. The last screen I got was packed so well that it left me super impressed. Alright, so we have the rods for the tension. Nice heavy duty plates to connect the upper and lower together. Instructions and parts list. These are the middle braces, which are also velvet. We have the black backing material to get better contrast. And it looks like we have boxes inside boxes, so upper and lower frames, right and left frames, hardware kit. Again, this is really well packed. And then here's the actual screen. Definitely be careful with knife if you're opening with a knife. So let me get this out of the way. So far so good. So now let me open the frames and see if they're as well packed as I remember from my previous screen. Oh yeah. Yeah, very well packed, individually bagged, taped, and plenty of foam on the ends and separating. Yeah, there's no damage gonna happen. These things ship from China, so they gotta be well packed. Well, just like the last time, I'm very impressed with the packaging. So what I'm gonna do is just carefully open the bags, put the frame and stuff in the theater room, and start with assembly. Well, now that the unboxing is done, I brought the stuff into my theater room. I'm going to unbag everything and just assemble the frame and then test the mounting without the screen material. This will be the first time I actually do the mounting of the brackets and test fit the install with just the frame. That way it's way easier to see what's going on and make any adjustments and figure out if you have to move or change something. So yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed to say it took me 5 previous tries. I'm on my 6th time assembling a screen and mounting it, where I finally figured out to get the mounting done before putting the screen material on. So yeah, let's get to the assembly. Just want to note, be very careful with a knife cutting the tape. Don't want to cut into the velvet. Not going to be able to see it, but the velvet quality is quite good. There's a little bit of a mark from where they was packed with that foam, but yeah, I just can't believe the value proposition of these screens. So just wanted to point that out. All right, now I'm gonna assemble the outer frame, and that's going to be it for the assembly. Then I got to work on my mounting to the wall. So I did the frame assembly off camera. It went really simple though. I don't know why I didn't record it, but you saw me laying out the pieces and stuff. But I'll just show. I mean, everything slid together nice. All the threads were good. You know, everything lines up. Yeah, I mean, you have a dividing line. I'm pretty sure all screen manufacturers have to do that, unless I think you pay extra, you can get it all one piece. But it's very rigid. It's good quality aluminum, and the velvet on the other side has a few blemishes from the packaging, but my old screen did too, and you never see it unless you shine like a flashlight on it. So anyway, I had it hanging, and I took it down before I thought to record, and I might, if I remember, show you how this bracket works. Basically, the bottom has like a hook on it there, and that goes into the groove on the bottom of the screen, and then you screw that, and then it goes up. And with that tight, there's a slight bend in that long stretch of aluminum, so I pulled it up until the height from the bottom of the frame to the top of the frame was the same as the length of these side pieces, and then I marked where I looked to see where this bracket needed to go, so then I just lifted it up. So it should work out, but we'll find out. But anyway, I'm going to get the screen laid out and installed, and we'll see you when that's done. All right, so here's just some quick footage of unboxing the screen material, which was just like the rest of the screen, was really well done. Unrolled it face down and got it over the frame. And then these plastic tension rods were the only real issue I had because my room and screen are about the same width. And I just had to cut this part out because it took me like 35-40 minutes to get those plastic tension rods in there. But here you go with the black backing material. You just attach the screen to the rod through that, and then to the top of the frame. You work from the corners first, then the middle sides out, and then the top and bottom sides out. And it's a really it's slightly tedious, but it's a really effective method. So I'm very happy with that installation process. So here's a look at the groove in the frame. That's what sits on those cleats. But yeah, next I'm just gonna give you my immediate thoughts right after hanging the frame. Well, I thought I'd try a different camera angle for a change and give you my thoughts real quick on the screen installation. And I gotta say, well done, Silver Ticket. This hanging system is so easy. It's the easiest I've ever done. God, it was one person easily with this big screen. I mean, there's bigger screens, obviously. You would probably want two people, but it went up really easy. I'm sure it come down just as easy. So the hardest part is really just pulling those springs on the tension rods. But yeah, I'm excited. It looks beautiful. No creases, no wrinkles. So I'm gonna fire up the projector, test the fine-tune adjustment, get this baby dialed in, and then I gotta do some speaker calibration stuff. So yeah, let's get to that. Well, as you can see, I'm wearing different clothes. My facial hair is a little different, and my hair's probably a little bit longer because it's honestly been a week since that last recording. And yeah, this is gonna be the closing of this part. I just ran out of time. I didn't want to cut out a bunch of the putting the screen together and stuff, so I'm gonna do a part 4 where I show the acoustic panels I'm making, hang them on the wall, and I'm gonna design some kind of stage for the bottom out of foam board. So we'll get to that. Look forward to that in the next part. The reason I didn't get to it was I just didn't want this video to be 30 minutes long. And also I spent the last week just really doing some critical listening and viewing. Projector, or the image looks fantastic considering I have a 6-year-old 1080p with 1700 plus hours on the bulb. I was very happy with the image quality. I did buy a Color Checker Display Pro camera for calibration, so I'm going to try to tweak and get the grayscale, maybe the colors as good as I can. Check my brightness, my lumens or nits and foot lamberts, whatever measurement, and probably get a new bulb. I did talk to one guy at Pure Land and another at Projector Superstore, and they said Sony's really aren't supposed to start losing significant brightness till after 2,000 hours, but I gotta figure I gotta be down a decent amount, maybe 20%, maybe less. So I'm gonna get a new bulb. I didn't get the projector perfectly aligned yet. I will just quickly go over. I just couldn't get the left side square where the top and bottom and right were absolutely perfect. The projector is turned to the left for me like an inch more than to the right, so I'm gonna, once I get the take it down to put the bulb in, I'm gonna retry the alignment. But I just zoomed in a little bit to cut off, the velvet absorbs the light really well. The screen's great though. I raised the front acoustic panels up, and it honestly looks amazing right now. Just the black painted wall and the panels lifted up. Honestly, I mean, I could live with this. I bought all the wood and have all the fabric. I have the frame starter, which will be in the next part. For the acoustic panels, I'm going to go with my original idea, see how it looks, and then with the stage and stuff, I think it's going to be pretty nice. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Like I said, here's some photos, and yeah, just didn't have the time. Didn't feel like recording myself, like critiquing. I was a little worried that the speakers weren't right. Turned out I was just being so overly critical because I have to decide if I wanted to keep them or send them back. You know, I get 30 days with safe and sound. And the first thing I watched was Serenity, and the vocals sounded a bit hollow and tinny. It turns out brought my old center channel back in. It's just the worst possible thing to go to new speakers and test, because that movie didn't have the hugest budget, and even I did it upstairs on my Definitive Tech center channel, and I brought down my good big Polk center channel, and it sounded the same. So it wasn't the speakers, but that set me on a path of like over criticizing every little issue or any fault or flaw I heard. Yeah, these speakers aren't going to be as good as my towers. I have to accept that, and it's going to cost me 3 times what I paid for these Polk to go to the Focals, which might get me to where I was, but it still sounds pretty damn good. And this massive screen, it's worth it. And I just, once I get the bulb and the calibration done, I'm gonna dive into some movies. I've upgraded. I traded like 5 or 6 movies, the standard Blu-ray, for the 3D Blu-ray with a guy I know. So I have a bunch of 3D movies, and 3D looks amazing on this big screen. I got Alita Battle Angel for $12 from Best Buy, or $12.99. That looks incredible in 3D. So I'm gonna wait though. I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna get my front wall done, get the new bulb and all that before I really dive in with like the Batman, which I've had for like feels like a month now. And but anyway, hopefully you watched to the end. If you're listening to me right now, please leave a comment. I would love to know who you are and what you thought of this video or the video series, and that you made it this far, because honestly I don't think a lot of people watch all the way through. Most people probably don't. So yeah, it takes a lot of work to record all this while working. I mean, I'd be done with this project if I hadn't recorded it. I would have been done this past weekend, which was 4 days ago. But yeah, I enjoy doing this, and hopefully help somebody get some inspiration, or just entertain you in some fashion. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next part.